Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Happy Thankful Thursday. And I'm definitely grateful and thankful to be here. Thank you for joining us. Also, I would like to thank everybody that watched our first virtual town hall um, meeting on Sunday, and my special guests, all of them that came and gave their story about organ donations and their journey, as well as to my friend, Mr. George Smith, who also asked a lot of questions people are afraid of asking when it comes to organ donation. I would love to give a special thanks to Dr. Patel of Mayo Hospital, who I called and asked if you are available. I would love to have you be part of the show. And he told me he wasn't working on that Sunday, and he came right on. So I am just extra grateful and thankful for him doing such a wonderful job on the show, answering all of those questions, the questions that people are afraid of asking. Everyone asked, and we're going to do it again in April. So you all be ready, and I'll have some more special guests on that show as well. But tonight, it's a family affair. I am, I'm so excited. I'm excited about this. This is my friend, Derrick. Everybody call him Uncle D. My friend, Derrick Bryant. Technically, he should have been the first one on my show. So I give him a whole lot of attitude. And he actually brought along his brother and his sister. So Tracy and Keisha is with him as well, telling his story. So everyone doesn't know Derrick's story because he kind of keeps it hush, hush, and a little quiet. And but right now we about to tell all, what he's going, what he's endured, what he's doing. And we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to go all the way to the top, or we're going to go from the top to the bottom. But it's going to be a great show because we definitely have the Bryants. That's what we're going to call them. The Bryants are in the building tonight. And so once again, just in case, I want everyone to make sure that you are following us. Don't be stingy. Swipe and invite. Do a watch party because you want to see this, honey. You will want to see this story. You will want to see this story. So again, swipe and invite, do a watch party, invite all your friends, and look for us on YouTube, Transplant Talk with Nishonda. We're there. Follow us. Go to save1000lives.squarespace.com if you would love to be an organ donor. And organ donations have actually gone up within recent years, and especially during the pandemic. All right. So I have a question to ask. First of all, where's everybody from? Where are you from? Where is everybody watching? If you're an organ donor, give me some blue hearts or green hearts. I would appreciate that too. Don't forget to tap and subscribe. Okay, click and subscribe to that notification bell and let us know, and you get all the notifications when we get ready to come on. All right. So again, if you are ever considering becoming an organ donor, again, you can go to my website or you can go to Donate Life Florida, click on the links and how did you learn about organ donation, click other, and then Save 1000 Live, just to specify that. All right. So without further ado, I told Derrick I was going to give him some claps. Because he's like my little local celebrity. All right. And so I'm going to bring him on first, then I'm going to bring his family on in a minute. All right. So, Mr. Bryant, unmute yourself, sir. Unmute that. Did I mute you? Yeah. There you go. Hey, friend.
Hey.
How you doing? I'm good. I'm glad you're up.
Chilling.
You alert? There you go. Hello, everybody. Say hello. Everyone sees Derrick. I know my ratings are going to go through the roof because Derrick Bryant is on Transplant Talk with Nishonda. It took him over a year to get on here. And I'm a little upset about that, but nevertheless, he's here. All right. So,
in the flesh.
Hello. Okay, don't try to take over my show. I just want you to know. Don't try to take over my show. But listen, I had to go back and look at how we met, like initially in the beginning. It was a message, it was an inbox message about an event I was doing. I want to say it was like an all white party somewhere out near Copeland's. And I got your message because I was hosting the event. And then, so that was 2014. Then I was on, yeah, that was before I even met my husband, my late husband. And then in 2018, October, you messaged me again because
Channel 4.
I was on Channel 4 News, and immediately, without going, you said, listen, I would love to connect. And you told me about your story. And we have been riding hard ever since. Like, this man has literally become like one of my best friends because we talk all the time. All the time. I don't never, Derrick, what we doing? How you doing? How you feeling? So I love him like a brother, actually. So we real good. We real good. So thank you for being on the show. Thank you for bringing guests as well. So, they could tell what they've seen and what you were struggling with. So let me bring them on the show as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring Big Brother Almighty, Tracy. Let's say Tracy. Oh God, look at twins. Oh my God. Y'all like twins. And let's bring the other triplet on. Let me bring the triplet on. The baby sister. All right. I think I might Keisha. All right. So Keisha and Tracy, y'all might unmute it. And it's okay for right now. It is okay. But Derrick, let's get started, with this. First of all, just go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself. Who is Derrick Bryant? Who is Derrick?
Who is Derrick? A fun-loving, outgoing type of guy. Um, always looking at different outlooks on life. Um, it's been a very uphill battle, and just really every time I think it's the end, I got to prove I can bounce back. I guess you could say that, because I bounce back every time. I think Keisha was the one that said that for the first time. It made me realize that, say he always bounced back. But I mean, I'm just me, and as my nephew needs to call me Uncle D.
So you are the comeback kid because you have endured a lot in this short lifespan that you've been on Earth, right?
Yes,
Can you?
yes.
Okay. So I want to go. I want to go to Tracy because Tracy, you're the big brother, and you've seen his humble beginnings. And for most people that don't know, Derrick had Wilms tumor very young. And do you know around what age that was, Tracy?
He had to be about between 3 and 4.
Really?
Yeah, he was pretty young. It was before, he started school, so less than 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a little fat kid running around, and he fell down one day when we were playing, and we just kind of thought, he hurt his stomach, but it didn't go away, and our parents took him to the hospital because somehow it ruptured, and his stomach was completely swollen, and that's how they found out he had the cancerous tumors. Yeah, so we watched him go through, multiple bouts of, various treatments. This is like early 70s, 76, I guess, 76, 77, somewhere around there. So, things were a lot different. We lived in Jersey. I remember my parents and their friends hosting Derrick Bryant fundraisers at the clubs, raising money for, I guess treatments, surgeries. I'm a little kid, so I just see people coming and going. He's always in the paper, and that those couple of years was like really a blur. I imagine more for him than me.
Yeah. Yeah. So as the big brother, you found yourself being overprotective?
No, really, I didn't like him. He came home. He was a fun kid when he went into the hospital. So when he came home, I didn't, I hadn't seen him in so long. I didn't really know who he was. I just knew he couldn't play anymore. He was stuck in a wheelchair. So he had every right to be angry, but I'm a little kid too, so I don't quite understand that he can't get up and run and play, and he's probably aggravated and frustrated just as well. But there was a lot of attention on him. I mean, he was in the newspaper. It's pretty overwhelming, I'm pretty sure, because they didn't expect him to live.
Yeah, right. So what was that news like to be told we don't expect Derrick to live
Oh,
past?
I couldn't tell you because I was a kid. They didn't share that with us. I just kind of, found out, being a little kid, listening to the grown folks talk.
Mm.
And, eventually, put two and two together, especially after it was all said and done.
Oh wow, wow.
My mom
Um,
said my mom said
let
they
me see.
gave him an initial life expectancy of 5.
Wait a minute. Say that again,
And
Keisha.
then after that, they gave another 5 years. So 10 was the first life expectancy was the age of 5. They didn't think
Okay.
he would live beyond the age of 5. And then they came back after they were able to move everything. It was a life expectancy of 10. So that was the ending life expectancy was 10.
Wow. Now I want to make sure this is the same rare disease that Gary Coleman had, correct? Wait a minute.
I'm
Everybody might
not
mute
sure if
it.
it is. We weren't aware of it.
Yeah, it was one of those things we would hear all the adults saying. So, I couldn't really tell you exactly. Um, it's funny. I remember his surgeon's name.
Okay.
Yeah, his surgeon's name was Dr. Puller.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now and all the time because you all ain't in Jacksonville yet. You all are in Jersey.
Yeah, we were in Jersey at this time.
Okay. So that the transition from Jersey. Hold on. Somebody mic is. Wait. I'll try to see. Um. So the transition from Jersey, was that a smooth transition, especially um
No,
with him being sick?
no, not even close. Because at the end of the 70s, it was still kind of coming out of the whole segregation. So that was a very complicated surgery. So, that wasn't something probably would have happened the same way in the South as it did in the North. So even down to doctor visits, it was a little different because, hey, he was a black kid. This was a little different. You were like, well, that was the 70s. I'm like, man, the law said it was that way, but Florida was still pretty messed up then.
We still messed up.
Yeah.
And we still messed up. But it's a lot better than what it was before. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. So Derrick, if you can unmute yourself, or did I mute you? Okay. So Derrick, right now you went through that whole Wilms tumor. You went through several, I guess, chemo, radiation. Like, what did do you remember what you endured during that time?
Well, my mom, she was telling me, I was going through chemo, and they did do the radiation. Um, and because of the radiation and the strong chemo, that is one of the effects that caused my spine to soften, and that's what created the concept of the scoliosis. And this is at the time. This was after once we moved to Florida, and I was going over to Wilson Children's Hospital. That's when they found out about it. You know,
Wow.
um,
Yeah.
and from there, they kept watching it for a while as I was growing. Um, I was still kind of young. I think I was about like 8. And I just remember that they put me on this bed, tied my legs up, and tied my arms over my head, and they stretched my body. And I remember my dad was telling me, he was like, "It won't take long. It won't take long." They had to make this new type of brace for me,
Mhm.
and they literally stretched my spine to bring some straightness to it. Um, I was wearing it, but then for a while, some kids at school, I used to get picked on a lot. Sometimes I used to hate wearing it. I used to go to my mother and tell her about it. You know, um, kind of regret it now, but
Mm,
but hey, life goes on. But
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much Wilson kind of took over. I won't say I'm not gonna say it was the greatest, but they my medical records were transferred down here, so and that's where I went. And I used to go to it was a hospital called Nemours that used to
Mm-hmm.
be all the way down Atlantic. That
Mm-hmm.
was their first, and I was going there for a while.
Mm.
So
Okay, so I kind of want to move forward now because we know we endured everything with Wilms tumor, and as
mhm.
you told me, you might be one of the oldest persons living with Wilms tumor, right now.
Yeah, my mom, because before she passed, a couple of she was always getting the letters from them,
Mm,
and from what she was saying, I'm one of the if not the oldest, I'm one of the oldest living. I do know Pierre. You might not know his name, but you know his face. He's a comedian. He played on How to Be a Player, the light skinned
mm,
guy off How to Be a Player. He's had
mm-hmm,
Wilms tumor, and me and him we talked about it. He's a couple of years younger than me, and me and we talk back and forth about it. But yeah, from what they've told, because you very seldom see anybody with Wilms tumor live through their teenage years.
really?
It's very
Well,
seldom.
Well, they must be getting better at it because I met another young lady that was on my show and she had it as well and she's in her 30s. So maybe things are getting better, with this disease. But so now we've gone from Wilms tumor, scoliosis, now we're moving ahead to kidney failure.
Yes.
All right. So here's my question though. Before you find out about kidney failure and transplants, were any of you organ donors? Are you registered organ donors? Did your family talk about organ donors?
I would say, yeah. I don't know. Somehow it's always been a topic in our family because we've had other people have had,
I mean, we have family.
candidates. So it's always been, pretty big topic in our family. Growing up,
Really?
Dialysis,
yeah.
dialysis is ran pretty heavy in our family.
So your family history, your medical history has kidney disease.
Kidney
I'm
failure,
And
renal failure. Yeah. Hmm.
renal failure. And
Yeah.
God bless your mom
Um,
because
on my
we know she just recently passed
my
away.
mother's side, so yeah, we've had a
Wait, say again, Keisha.
oh no, I was saying on my mother's side, it runs on my mother's side of the family. So we had an uncle, a cousin, my mother, and Derrick as well that had kidney failure.
Wow. That is that's a lot of people. So how do you all look out for your children and stuff? Are you checking on them pretty regularly since it runs in your family?
Well, that's a good question. Besides doing our annual doctor visits, we expect them to, monitor for things that possibly could show up. We're pretty good at, I think everybody in our immediate family, does their annual doctor visits and, pretty,
Okay.
pretty decent, health, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So there's no worries right now for your children.
Well, I mean, it's always a concern, but I mean, face value, no, I don't think so. Not right now.
Okay. I do not know what that noise is. It is driving me crazy. All right. So Derrick, you are here. Hold on, let me see what's going on. I'm trying to see which mic is making the noise. Okay, Derrick, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Hey students, hey mom, hey dad. Thank you all for watching. Hey Javante and Justin. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all so much. All right, so I want to get to Derrick and now your transition. You were
Mm-hmm.
recently told that now you're on the organ donor transplant list, right? So,
Yes.
what does
It's
this mean
it.
to you? Hello, Vanetta. Oh,
Well,
and
one,
pancreas, right?
yeah. So one
Okay,
thing I have to say, the Mayo Clinic is that place is amazing.
right,
I
right.
I have to give so much credit to them. You know, from the first day that I went in there, you know, I was a little nervous, but they bring so much comfort to you and let you know what's what. And because of my other health stature that was so good, they said, you know, because I'm a diabetic also, you know,
No,
and with my A1C numbers doing so good, you know, and they was looking at my history of my A1Cs, they said, yeah, we're going to give you another pancreas, you
no.
know. So with the pancreas, that's basically either going to break my diabetes down to little or none anymore. I don't have to,
Yeah.
you know, be insulin dependent, you know. I mean, but it's a good thing now. I don't have to use my insulin pen a lot because my numbers are so low. I try to watch my numbers the best as I can, you know, because I hear the
Mhm.
stories of people, their numbers 500 and 600. But now, I mean, when I first found out that I was a diabetic, when I first found out, my number was 971,
Mm.
you know, and the doctors were trying to figure out how was I still alive or not in a coma or whatever, you know, because they kept walking in and they kept asking, you know, where you at? And I'm like, yeah, you know, but once after that, I started learning how to bring my numbers down to the
Mhm.
best that I can, you know. And now the Mayo Clinic said, you know, yeah, we're definitely gonna get you a pancreas. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at now, and just going through the Mayo Clinic. Um, it's a weekly thing right now. Just going, they go, I go in to constantly check my blood count, to check off. They do so many tests. Oh gosh,
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, I know Mayo is just a wonderful facility, and they pretty much try to help everybody. But my question to you is, can you tell the people what type of dialysis you do, because you're also doing dialysis 3 days a week?
well, with my dialysis, no, well, actually, I do dialysis 5 days a week.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, I do it 5 days a week, and I do it at home. I have a
Okay.
traveling machine, so I can travel. I pretty much can do it when I want. I'm pretty much open, but it gives me more leeway. I can drink more liquids. That's the biggest thing from being in the clinic than being at home. A lot of people they're scared to do it, but I love it. You know. Um,
And tell everybody what kind it is now, just so that they know what type of machine you have. You say.
oh, it's a next stage. I do the.
Okay.
It's called a home hemodialysis.
Okay.
Basically goes in my arm. You know, I stick two tubes in. It brings out the blood, clean it, and put it back in. I do it on an average of 2.5 hours, well, to maybe three and a half the tops.
Okay. And I know Tracy and Keisha, you all are in another state, but you all see him just constantly going. How do you all keep him uplifted, or how do you stay lifted, knowing that since he was like 3 years old, he's endured such a journey. So how do you all, just kind of keep him encouraged? Because that was a good question. Thanks, Tony, for that question.
For me, I was where Tracy saw it. Where Tracy saw it happening, I was born into it. So all my life, that's what I've known of him to be. For me, I always say, I tell him he's resilient. And as he said before, he bounces back. So that's all I've seen. So I've seen more of his strength than his weakness, but I do get to see the weakness. He's very vulnerable to me. So it's, in those tough moments, it's being that shoulder, that encouragement, and just reminding him how resilient he is, how much, he strengthens me to watch him go through every illness that he's had. And I've watched him go through, hospital stays and dealing with his health, and just being able to bounce back, and that ability to put that light in others, where he can, still make people laugh and bring that joy out in others. So, um, encouraging him just as much as he encourages everybody else, without realizing he's, being that strength to others.
Mm.
Is it for me?
Because I know it'd be so easy just to say I want to give up, Derek, and I know there are times that you just really want to give up because you're saying like, oh Lord, this is a lot, and to hear everything that you said that you've endured, and you're still sitting there with that look on your face, it is so absolutely, wonderful to see. Like, okay, he is not a quitter. Like, and you can have your moments. I know we talk on the phone or whatever, and you've seen me in my moments, and I've seen you, so that I could truly say like he's a real friend because we really are there. We'll really be there for each other. And, I want to thank you all so much for just being able to tell, a little bit, of his story. But now we get to the, hopefully we can get him a kidney. And so I asked him this question earlier, and I said, well, I'm going to ask him anyway. Has he ever asked you or any one of his siblings if you would be a donor for him? Yes, I put him on the spot. I did. I'm sorry. Not really sorry, but sorry. Oh, Tracy, are you muted? Both of y'all mics muted.
There we go.
Okay.
No, it's never has. I don't think the conversation gonna come up. To be honest with
The conversation never came up. Wow. Yeah. And Keisha, you said never came up either.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
Hmm.
conversation has never come up. And I guess for me, I never thought about it. Like I say, because we had several family members who had, who's been on dialysis, that the conversation just never came up about being a donor.
Okay. All right. But I mean, we know that a living donor, hold on, I'm gonna mute the shop for a minute. A living donor is what would be ideal for him as opposed to waiting on a cadaver, for him. And I'm pretty sure I know he has children, and so for those of you that thought because you would go endure Wilms tumor and radiation and all chemo, he's a father of two girls, right, Derrick?
Yeah, and actually, one of my daughters, we have talked about it, and I guess I'm just really waiting on the process of me, everything with Mayo, I guess, for the next stage, for her to get
Mm-hmm.
tested. We've talked about it once or twice. Haven't went in full detail, but because she asked me, she said, "Well, Daddy, how can I be a donor?" And I just looked. I said, "Oh, okay." you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's good again, because in most Black households, that conversation about, organ donors or organ donation is rarely is rarely even spoken. And yes, Tony, we definitely can live with one kidney. And I don't know where I was going with that one, but yes, I know plenty other people who are still waiting. We know that it's definitely like 80% of people waiting for a transplant is waiting for a kidney. And we know how very important that is for them to be able to receive one, so it definitely is a good conversation to know, like, if y'all came and got tested. Of course, I would love to be there to see such stuff, but with COVID, we know that that's not even that's not necessarily possible to see if something like that could
well,
happen. So what, were
well,
you gonna say
what
something?
what Tony said that we can live with one kidney. I don't know how long he was on listening, but I've been living with one kidney since what, Tracy? I was 3. I mean, so it's living proof that it can be done.
Okay. Okay. And you wait a minute, the two of y'all just celebrated a birthday, Keisha and yourself. Y'all just celebrated
Mm-hmm.
a birthday in February, earlier this month.
Right.
So it definitely is proof, and I guess we won't tell your age. Um, he 21
Oh no,
plus,
I'm proud to say I'm 49. I'm proud to say it because
49
I mean
years
I
old.
cause
And so for
I'm
46 years, you've been living with one kidney,
hmm
and you've been doing dialysis at home for how long?
I've been doing dialysis at home for a year.
For a year. But
Before that, I was in the clinic for about a year and a half almost.
okay. But
Yeah.
your mom was also doing dialysis. That's one of the things I remember you telling me, that you
Yeah.
and your mom both were doing dialysis.
Yes. She would do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I would do it to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. And we would talk about it. She encouraged me a lot because I was definitely seeing what she was going through. Um, she was tired a lot, but
Hmm.
it pushed me to want to keep going. I mean, because honestly, there has been times that I just didn't want to do it no more. Because actually, I told our other sister Gwen once. I said, "Man, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more." And she gave me that tough love. She said,
Mm,
"That okay? Well, that what you feel? Okay, I ain't gonna give you no pity party. You
mm,
know this is what you got to And that's one thing I can say with our family. We have such a tight bond. We can call one another and somewhere or another we're going to support each other, and definitely, right now with the passing of our mom, she died on the 21st of January, and
mhm,
we've been right here, you know being there for each other, that
mm.
that full support.
Well, again, I appreciate you all being on the show and having this candid conversation about the things, Derrick's journey and the things that he's endured and his resilience, being able to continue to go through this. And he's also a grandfather. So, anyone listening, considering, he's still got grandchildren, and he's a father, and he's a big brother, little big brother, however y'all want to say it. That he is,
Oh, that's Keisha. That's Keisha phrase.
that's Keisha Frank's little big brother.
Yeah.
We know who the boss is. We know the girl is the boss of the men. So we already know that. But I greatly appreciate it, and there's more information about kidney donations. We definitely we need it. Organ donations. We definitely need more people to consider, at least register to become an organ donor. And I'm not saying that you have to do it, you have to give your organ now, but when you pass away, just think about the opportunity of being able to save, up to 7 to 8 lives. And the people that are on the fence about it, you just ask yourself, if you had to choose between, saving a life or having that loved one, pass away, if you can do anything in your power to save that person, you would, because you would not want, to miss them when you said woulda, shoulda, coulda, I shoulda did it, but I didn't. So whatever you can do, especially in this country, to be able to help someone, consider becoming an organ donor. It does not have to be on your driver's license. And you can also go to registerme.org, and you could definitely become an organ donor that way. We just need to bring more awareness about it. And I'm glad in y'all family that it was at least touched upon, because in some families, it's a no. Like nobody ever talks about it until it gets to their front door. So I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna still be here and watch his journey, because when he gets that transplant, I'm gonna be right there. I don't know if I'm gonna have to be on the outside of the hospital or what, but just to know that he's gonna have, more time and have a second chance at this time you done had second, third, fourth. So you got like 9 lives. You got like cat lives. And so we want to keep you, here as my friend, because I love you to life. And Tracy and Keisha, I know how much you love him too. So I definitely didn't want to hold you long, but Derrick, do you have anything else that you want to
No,
say?
well, the only thing I really have to say, I've spoken to quite a. Now, the one thing that I've spoken to people about organ donation, because I just want to see what they say. And definitely in the Black community, the stigma is if you die, they sell your body parts. You know, that's one of the
Absolutely.
stigmas that I hear.
Right.
Because I have a friend, because I even tried to get her to work with us on something. She was like, I ain't doing no organ donation. I'm not with that. But the fact, and like I asked her, I said, what if your son needs an organ right now? You the only one that qualify for it. And she was like, yeah, I do it, you know.
Mhm.
But once it hits your front door, it's totally different. Because I never looked at it until it actually hit our front door.
Right, right, absolutely. And that's the only thing. That's us as a people. We wait to the last minute to well, wait, what can I do now? What can I do now? And it's like, well, it's too late. It's not really much that you can do right now. And I think we kind of lost Keisha. But it's all good. Again, hey Tony, hey Chris, thanks for watching. Hey Vanetta and Miss Sheila. Hello, hello, Miss Sheila Gates. How are you? All right, so
Hey,
I really
Sheila.
want to. Hi, Sheila. So I really want to thank everybody for just being able to come on and let's have this conversation about it. And we definitely want, let me add Keisha back. We definitely want to be able to, have a good report and see what happens. If someone will be a living donor for you, or, if someone will allow a family member to become an organ donor. So, thank you so much. I got a lot of people that is liking the video, and a lot of people that are oh, Wayne, how are you? Oh, Wayne, Mr. Maxwell, so wonderful to thank you for watching. Thank you so much. But true enough, and we touched on that on Sunday about why people think that if I become an organ donor and I get into an accident, that they're not going to save me, and that is so not true. And then if that's the case, if you think that they won't save you, why go to the hospital? Why go to the hospital at all if you think that these people are just gonna hello, Mr. Larkins, how are you? Thanks for watching. All right, so everybody that's watching, yes, Tony, tell them keep the faith. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there before 2020. We are going to get there, and that's my good friend Tony from out of Atlanta. So I thank you all again so much for participating, and that is all. Unless you have something to say, Miss Keisha. No,
She on
good.
mute.
Yeah, she on mute. She just got that pretty smile. But okay. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put y'all backstage and I'm gonna close out the show. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. But don't go nowhere, but I'm gonna just put you backstage. All right. All right. So again, thank you all so much for watching the show. Y'all keep it going. Swipe and invite, share, do a watch party. Just know how crucial organ donation really is in this country. And, we would love to have some living donors. If not, we would definitely appreciate, someone allowing their family to be a donor. So, and we will bless the donor family as much as we can. So until next week, until next time, God bless you all. Have a wonderful, thankful Thursday. God bless you. Good night.